Al-Hussein, the grandson of the Messenger of Allah, deemed Umar a liar and deemed him a usurper by his statement, "Get down, you liar," to Umar from the pulpit of my father. The pulpit of my father, the Messenger of Allah, not yours. This statement that you have uttered is not yours, it's not your right. This statement, in stating that you have more authority over the people than they have to themselves, is only to my messenger, my grandfather, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and my father Ali ibn Abi Talib. You do not have the right. Get down. Umar replied, indeed, notice the maliciousness of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Notice the wickedness and the shrewdness of Umar ibn al-Khattab. He says, indeed, this pulpit belongs to your father, the Messenger of Allah, not mine. Who taught you this? Umar says, who taught you this? Your father Ali ibn Abi Talib? Here, it becomes clear to us, يعني يتجلى لنا. It becomes very clear to us that Umar ibn al-Khattab here was trying to indict Ali ibn Abi Talib by the statement of his son Hussein. He's trying to take the admission of Hussein, blessings be upon him, that yes, my father taught me that you are a usurper and the right belongs to him. Notice the shrewdness of Umar. It's often Shia speakers don't speak of this. They often, if they were to speak of Umar, they would mention his mental illnesses. They will mention his absolute, psychological problems. They would mention how he was aggressive and unbearable, hitting, for example, women, as he would oftenly do. Getting himself involved into the people's lives, basically breaching into people's lives and dictating to them what they do. You don't buy meat two times a day, etc. They're known narrations. These narrations are often known and repeated many times. Goes to one time, Umar entered the entered the mosque in his caliph. And I believe it was Amr ibn al-As. So when he entered, the people stood up for him, but Amr ibn al-As did not stand up. So he went to Amr ibn al-As and smacked him on his head. He had a dirra, a stick, a cane, and he hit his head. Amr ibn al-As, as far as I remember the narration, as if he was asleep or as if he was taking a nap. And he putting his head like that, perhaps, leaning on the wall and sleeping. Umar goes and hits him, so he wakes up, very scared and frightened. He says, well, what did you do? You hurt me. He says, why didn't you stand up for me? So we realize what the real mental issues of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Another time, wallahi ajib. Once his son, Ubaidullah bin Umar, Ubaidullah is known. Ubaidullah bin Umar once, as a young child, was wearing very nice clothes. So he showered, he's young. So his mother went and she cleaned him and she showered him and she dressed him with very nice clothes. So he came to the room in the house where Umar was sitting down. His mother brought him, imagine the scene, yes? A mother brings the child and takes him to his father. How would you imagine the father would be? How would you imagine the father would react to seeing his child, cleaned and he's just showered? You'd imagine that the father would come and embrace his child, gives him hugs, gives him kisses, and plays with him, makes him smile, right? Not Umar ibn al-Khattab. Umar ibn al-Khattab, upon seeing his son, Ubaidullah, cleaned, showered, wearing nice garments, he went to him and began to abuse him, pushed his face on the dirt, made him roll on the ground, twisted his hair and bit him. He went and bit him. This is why we say Umar is a dog. He went and he bit him. And this narration is in the Bakri corpus. It's not in our books. It's not our books. It's in their books. He bit him, and the child began to cry. Began to actually, cry hysterically. And Umar's logic behind all of this is saying that I did not want him. I saw him that he came and he was very happy. He was very happy that he was cleaned and he was wearing nice clothes. So I did not want him to have this feeling, so I wanted to break his arrogance. Really, this guy has issues, yani. This guy has issues, Umar ibn al-Khattab. If he was alive in our time, you'd probably find him in the mental hospitals. Another time, his son, I believe Abdullah bin Umar. They know Abdullah bin Umar. He called himself Abu Isa, the father of Jesus. So upon hearing this, Umar ibn al-Khattab goes to his son and bites his ear. He goes and bites his ear. So Abdullah is saying, what's happening? He's screaming, he's frustrated, of course. And he's in pain. And he was like, does Jesus have a father? Does Jesus have a father? Because his name is the father of Isa. It is because Maryam alayhi salam was pregnant of Jesus via a miracle. The miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Jesus did not have a father. He is born of a virgin, right? Umar says, how can you call yourself Abu Isa when Jesus had no father? So we have this side of Umar. And this is just, peripherally. I'm just mentioning this quickly, and it's not my research today. And we are in a time of mourning. But this really, it deserves a research. So one makes a research of, covering the mental issues of Umar ibn al-Khattab. One could author a book. One could author, without me exaggerating at all, one could author a book of at least 400 to 500 pages, perhaps even more than that. Perhaps even more than that, on the mental issues of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Wallah. Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants one of the Shia's tawfiq, inshallah, to do this book. So we have this side, but we also have the side of Umar's shrewdness and wickedness. So here, upon al-Hussein, blessings be upon him, saying, "Get down, you liar, from the pulpit of my father," Umar said, "Indeed, this pulpit belongs to your father, the Messenger of Allah, not mine. Who taught you this? Your father, Ali ibn Abi Talib." And by this, as we've said, that he is trying to extract a statement from Hussein to indict his father, Ali ibn Abi Talib. But al-Hussein responded with this. He said, "If I have followed my father in that, then indeed he is worthy of it, and I am guided by him." Listen to the words of your master Hussein, blessings be upon him. If I have followed my father in that, then indeed he is worthy of it. He is worthy of me following him, and I am guided by him. And he has in the necks of the people their fealty, which they gave to him before the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imam al-Hussein, blessings be upon him, here is saying that he has in the necks of the people their fealty to him, which the people gave to him before the Messenger of Allah, in the presence of the Messenger of Allah. Here he is mentioning the incidents of Ghadir Khum. He continues to say, a fealty, this pledge in Ghadir, a fealty which Gabriel carried to the Messenger of Allah from the Most High. none denies it, but they have become deniers of the Quran. The people know it to be true in their hearts, however, deny it with their tongues. They know this matter of Ali, blessings be upon him, the rights of Ali in their hearts. They know it very well. However, they deny it with their tongues. And with that, he's denoting to the verse in the Quran, جَحَدُوهَا وَاسْتَيْقَنَتْهَا أَنفُسُهُم. They denied it, however, their hearts was certain of its being true. جَحَدُوهَا وَاسْتَيْقَنَتْهَا أَنفُسُهُم. They denied it. However, they are certain of it being true. And here I know very well that those who deny the right of Imam Ali alayhi salam know of it being truth, that he was the divinely designated successor to the Messenger of Allah, and all of the narrations of the Messenger of Allah in that regard prove it.
بالحسن بالحسين بالأئمة الأطهار